Hello everyone, Mike Arnold here, co-founder of Path Trading Partners along with Bob Iacchino. Okay, interesting day in KODAK. If you're new here, please subscribe, please ring the bell, please do all that good stuff. So people reached out to me today saying, oh, well, my targets were way off. Well, yeah, but if anybody could have predicted a $60 high in a stock, let's go to the weekly chart. Here's the weekly chart. Since it resumed trading after bankruptcy back in September of 13, the high was only 37.73. The low got down to $1.50. So let's just look at the range, 37.73, and this is a range in roughly the last 7 years. So we're looking at a total range of $36.23. The range on the stock today, let's see, open at $2.13, or this is on this week. So let's just go with this week. Open at $2.13, high of what, $60? So what's that? $57.87. So we had that's around 60% bigger range this week so far than we have since the high to the low in the last 7 years of trading completely. This is not normal. If anybody thinks this is normal, it's not at all. So what do you do first of all, this is not trading, this is gambling. This is, with this price action, I think there are at least 10 halts today. All right, it's very tough to trade with halts. So that being said, if you're going to try to trade, because I know I was even talking with some people on the phone who got trapped. It was literally halt, it open up, halt, it open up, some orders would get filled and then would halt again. Well, some people got filled up in this area, were trying to get filled lower with market orders, and then they couldn't get back out because it just halt, collapse, open all the way down here. It became a vacuum. Vertical up, vertical down. Then it recovered a bit, and it looked, you can see really nice how it traded between a lot of the GAN levels we use. So they are really good targets even in this kind of environment. But this kind of price action is ridiculous. Here's your daily bar. And this is just an insane daily bar. If you were trying to trade, the only advice I could give you, you go out to daily or weekly targets and look for pausing points. The only other target you could have used here, but it didn't give a real big one. Let me make sure it's going to show up on the 5-minute chart. So let me go back to that 5-minute chart. The only one you could have done was to this high. Again, it just gave you a temporary target, which was quickly bypassed. See? And let's see how accurate it was, though, still. So, 27.13, boom. That bar closed. Next gap open back to that bar. You could have done something like this every time it made a new high, just give you an idea. So it just hit. It's interesting how it actually lines up with their retracement level. So you could have kept ratcheting it up if you were looking for some kind of targets, but it just kept. It wasn't even trading through them. It was just gapping through them. So this is where it got crazy. And here you would have had 56.74 and 62.88. Didn't get to that one. It would have given you a target. But then what do you do with it? Because even if you put in art, I'm going to try to sell 58.74. Boom, gap down. You might not even filled in here. It was halted so quickly. Gap down. That's where it gets really challenging. And if you get trapped the wrong way, you can, I thought I was trailing a stop, but I got filled really poorly. Well, that can happen. Or if you just put in a limit order and say, I'm going to stop me out at this limit. Well, if your limit price isn't hit, it's not going to get filled. So just be very, very careful on this kind of stuff. This price action is not natural. If you're looking to still trade this tomorrow, which I do not recommend for most people, it's just insane. That's all I have to say. Here's the 1 hour chart. You can look at this for some price action. If you're going to apply the stuff we apply, I'd be coming from one of these lows just from yesterday. This is just going to give us an approximation up to this high. And look, it lines up again with we have a cluster. So right at the rotation zone, So first level support 32.12. So if we start dropping below that, you're in the rotation zone. You can start watching about 26.77. Then I'd start watching down because this will start moving about 21 to 23. We have to have wide ranges with this. If it starts dropping below there, I'd watch today's low, and then we still have a gap. And that could theoretically, take it all the way back down to the $9 range. Probably won't happen tomorrow, but look, I wouldn't have said it would have gone to 60 today. So 59.15, I think was the one high I had at 60. I'll just verify that, but the high was up around 60. If it rotates up, watch this little resistance ledge right here, about 42. Then I'm going to be watching the GAN levels because it was trading between them pretty well, about 45.38 to 47.50. Above there, major cluster 52.50, then 57.47. But if we start running up here, you're just going to get to the highs. If it does break to new highs, who knows? If it does, here are the levels. Here are the bigger levels, 66.36 and 73.66. Again, I can't tell you where this is going to go. The hourly rotation zone is bullish. The 4-hour rotation zone is bullish. The daily rotation zone is bullish. But it really doesn't matter at this point because this isn't price actions. It's insane. And it went vertical up and it can come vertical down. And I've harped on this many times, vertical up, vertical down. And you see it, at least intraday, it did to somewhat. Then it recovers, and you usually see a secondary recovery. So this sell-off at the end of the day didn't surprise me because people who were still trapped wanted to bail and didn't want to hold. But those are the levels I'd be watching tomorrow if you're determined to try to trade this nonsense. Again, thank you for watching. I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.